Measurement of the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. How to solve that? Yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon dito sa ating matsayang talakayan. Kaya, stay tuned! Hello grade 8 learners! For today's video, we are going to discuss solving corresponding parts of congruent triangles. At the end of this video, you have to learn how to solve the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. To begin with, let us recall from the definition of congruent triangles, we have corresponding parts of congruent triangles are congruent. In the previous video, we also have our lesson on triangle congruence postulates, and these are SSS congruence postulate, SAS congruence postulate, ASA congruence postulate, and AAS congruence theorem. Again, what do we mean by congruent? Congruent with the use of this symbol means same shape and same size. So, congruent has to do with comparing two figures, and equivalent means two expressions are equal. Let us have a short recall on the congruence postulate that we have discussed in the previous video. For this activity, you are going to identify the congruence postulate being illustrated on the first pair of triangles. The two triangles are congruent by what postulate? If you answered SAS congruence postulate, then you are correct. Next, what is the postulate being used? If you answered SSS congruence postulate, then you are correct. How about this one? Can you identify the postulate being illustrated? If you answered SAS congruence postulate, then you are correct. How about on this figure? Anong postulate kaya ang makikita natin? The correct answer is ASA congruence postulate. These postulates are important in solving the corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Let us consider the given example. In the figure, makikita natin that there are corresponding parts shown by tick marks. Using the given WV 3 inches, the measure of angle UVW is 50 degrees, and the measure of VK is 6 inches. So for number 1, we are going to look for the measure of angle KVM. Tingnan natin sa figure kung nasaan yung angle KVM. This is angle KVM, which is congruent to angle UVW. So in the given, ang measurement ng angle UVW is 50 degrees. Now, we can say that the measure of angle KVM is 50 degrees since the measure of angle UVW is 50 and KVM is congruent to UVW. Now, how about the measurement of VM? So, let us take a look on the figure. VM, dito sa figure, VM is congruent to WV. Since yung WV natin ay 3 inches, so ang sagot natin dyan, VM is also 3 inches. Since WV is 3 inches and WV is congruent to VM. And for number 3, in the figure, UV, ito yon, is congruent to VK. Ito yung VK natin. Since in the given, VK is 6 inches, so the answer, UV is now equal to 6 inches. Since VK is 6 inches and VK is congruent to EUV. Another example. So in the given, we have the measurement of side ED, which is 6 centimeters. Measure of angle EDC is 92, and the measure of angle DTC is 50 degrees. So in letter A, the measure of side TD. Okay, looking at the figure, TD is congruent with DE or ED. And ED is equal to 6 centimeters. So we can say that TD is equivalent to 6 centimeters since ED is 6 centimeters and ED is congruent to TD. And for letter B, angle TDC is 92 degrees. Why? Bakit siya naging 92? Kasi kung titingnan natin, in the figure, TDC, ito yun, TDC is congruent to angle EDC. And from the given, EDC is 92, so therefore TDC is also 92 degrees. Since EDC or angle EDC is 92 and angle EDC is congruent to angle TDC. And for number 3, the measurement of angle DEC is equal to 50 degrees. Why? Tingnan natin. Sa figure, makikita natin that DEC and DTC are congruent. So, if the given is DTC which is 50, then DEC is equal to 50. So, since the measure of DTC or angle DTC is 50 and angle DTC is congruent to angle DEC. What if we have to solve for the value of x? So let us consider the given figure. Ang value ng AB ay x squared plus 3x at ang value ng CB ay 9x minus 8. And take note, with the use of tick marks, we have there AB is congruent to BC. Ibig sabihin that the measures of these two sides are equal. So substituting the value of AB, which is x squared plus 3x, and CB, which is 9x minus 8. So you will have this equation. Now, combine similar terms. So, ililipat lang natin yung 9x sa kabilang side ng equation to combine with 3x. Okay? And then, lilipat na rin natin yung negative 8 to the other side of the equation so that later on, magkakaroon tayo ng trinomial. So, let us see. So, simplifying 3x minus 9x, so that is equivalent to negative 6x. Kaya, magkakaroon ka dito ng equation na x squared minus 6x plus 8 equals 0. So, pansinin natin that this is a general trinomial. So, to find the value of x, kailangan natin gamitin ang factoring method. So, in this method, gagamitin natin factors ng positive 8 that the sum is equal to negative 6. So, we have the factors negative 4 and negative 2. So, isusulat natin the factors of the general trinomial is x minus 4 times x minus 2. Then, apply natin ang zero product property. So, in zero product property, we will have x minus 4 equals 0 and x minus 2 equals 0. Then, simplify. So, x now is equal to 4 and x is equal to 2. Okay? So, since x is on the second degree, so it is possible that we will have two values for x. Another example, we have here measure of angle 3 is x squared and the measure of angle 4 is equal to 7x minus 10. Pansinin natin sa figure that angle 3 and angle 4 are corresponding angles. Since we have there using tick marks on AE and BC are congruent, angle 1 and angle 2 are congruent. So, when we pair these two triangles, makikita natin that angle 3 and angle 4 are corresponding angles. So, corresponding angles are congruent, so we can say that angle 3 is congruent to angle 4. If they are congruent, of course, the measurement of these two angles are equal. So, substituting the value of angle 3, which is x squared, and substituting the value of angle 4, which is 7x minus 10. So, you will come up with the given equation, x squared equals 7x minus 10. Okay? Then, you have to combine similar terms. Pero, wala naman tayong makikitang similar terms. So, anong gagawin natin? Ilalagay lang natin yung mga terms sa isang side ng equation and equate the equation into 0. So, you will come up with x squared minus 7x plus 10 equals 0. Para makita natin that this is a quadratic trinomial or general trinomial. So, kagaya ng ginawa natin in the previous example, apply natin ang factoring method. So, we will find the factors of positive 10 that the sum of the factors is equivalent to negative 7. So, factors of positive 10, we have negative 5 and negative 2. So, when we get the sum of these numbers, it is equivalent to negative 7. So, the factors of the trinomial is, we have x minus 5 times x minus 2, then equals 0. So now apply zero product property. So x minus 5 is equal to 0 and x minus 2 equals 0. So the value of x, we have 5 and x is 2. So there are two values of x. They are 5 and 2. In the next example, we are going to solve here for the value of x and value of y. But before that, let us answer the other questions. For question number 1, what triangle congruence postulate is illustrated by triangle ABC congruent to triangle EFG? Okay, so tingnan natin mabuti yung ating mga figures. With the use of the tick marks, we can say that these corresponding parts are congruent. So we have AB congruent to EF. Then, angle B is congruent to angle F. Side BC is congruent to side FG. So from the given congruent parts, we can say that the two triangles are congruent by SAS or SAS congruence postulate, because we have here the two corresponding sides of the two triangles which are congruent and the included side of these two triangles. For question number 2, if the measure of angle B is 110, what is the measure of angle F? A while ago, sabi natin that angle B is congruent to angle F. So, kung ang measurement ng angle B ay 110, ang measurement ngayon ng angle F will be 110. So, since measurement of angle B is equal to 110, and angle B is congruent to angle F. Now, let's try to solve for the value of x. In solving for the value of x, let us see the expression containing the variable x. So, we have here side BC and side FG. With the use of the tick marks, we can say that BC is congruent to FG. So, if they are congruent, these sides are equal. Then, substitute the values of BC which is 7x minus 12, and fg, which is x plus 6. So this is now our equation. Then combine similar terms. So anong gagawin natin? Ililipat lang natin yung x on the other side of the equation and yung negative 12 to the other side of the equation so that we can combine similar terms. The equation will become 7x minus x equals 6 plus 12. Simplifying it, so 7x minus x is equal to 6x. 6 plus 12 is equal to 18. So we have 6x is equal to 18. And to solve for the value of x, divide both sides of the equation by 6. So cancel here, 6 and 18 divided by 6 is equal to 3. So the value of x is 3. Now, let's take a look on the value of y. Consider natin yung side with variable y. So, makikita natin that we have here AB and EF. AB measures 5y plus 4 and EF measures 2y plus 16. Based on the tick marks, we can say that AB is congruent to EF. So therefore, these sides are equal. So we can now have our equation 5y plus 4, which is the value of AB, equals 2y plus 16, which is the value of EF. Then combine similar terms. So, isasama natin yung 2y sa 5y at yung 4 sa 16. So, we will come up with the equation 5y minus 2y equals 16 minus 4. Simplifying it, so we come up with 3y equals 12. Then, divide both sides of the equation by 3. So, we have now y is equal to 4. Another example. Makikita natin that in the figure, we have the corresponding parts or the corresponding sides which are congruent using the tick marks. So in here, AC is congruent to BC and yung DC is congruent to CE. So, to find for the value of x, we have DC is congruent to CE. If they are congruent, then these two sides are equal. So substituting the value of DC, which is 2x plus 6, and the value of CE, which is equal to 4x. Then combine similar terms. So ang ililipat natin ngayon dito ay yung 2x to combine with 4x. So the equation will become 6 equals 4x minus 2x. When we simplify, 6 is now equal to 4 minus 2 is equal to 2, so we have 2x. Then divide both sides of the equation by 2, so we come up with the value of x, which is equal to 3. And to find for the value of y, we are going to consider the relation between AC and BC. So we have AC is congruent to BC. When they are congruent, then these sides are equal. So substitute natin ngayon yung values ng AC, which is 4y minus 6, and yung value ng BC, which is 3y plus 1. Then combine similar terms. So we will transpose 3y on the other side of the equation to combine with 4y, and yung 6 sa kabilang side ng equation to combine with 1. So the equation will become 4y minus 3y equals 1 plus 6. 4y minus 3y is y. 1 plus 6 is 7. So therefore, the value of y is equal to 7. And now it's your turn. Get your paper and pen and do this activity. And that's for today, guys. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Again, this is Teacher Dali na nagsasabing, practice makes perfect. Thanks for watching!